Hello, this is Ann O'Brien, intuitive teacher and author, coming to you today to talk about how to purify and boost the vibes in your home or your space. So I have clients asking me about this from time to time. I feel like it's a good time now with spring cleaning. We're thinking about cleansing, getting ready for the blossoming of summer. So I know when I come home from a trip, oftentimes I walk into my home and I'm like, oh, the energy here feels good. This is because there's been years of a lot of meditation, energy work, and the other things I'm about to name in this video. I've done many things to keep the vibration high and clear, and I feel it. So I want to share with you how you can do this for your own home or workplace or any space that you need to cleanse and boost the vibes in. So there's different levels we can clear: physical, vibrational, spiritual. So the physical level is the most obvious. That's where we open the windows and get fresh air in. Obviously clearing out the clutter, which is what a lot of people think of with spring cleaning. And not only do we need to do this seasonally, I think, but we need to think all the time, or at least periodically, am I releasing as much as I'm bringing in? And that we could say applies to everything: your body, your life, your time on your schedule. Like, are you checking as many things off your list as you're adding, etc.? But in terms of your home, making sure that if you're bringing in more things into your home, that you're also clearing out the reciprocal amount on average. Obviously, if you can afford and you're in a place where you have the authority to update your home, that's always a nice thing to do when you feel the need or have the need. So those are physical things. Vibrational things we can do. So one of my favorites is essential oils. I have a diffuser going a lot. You can also get a mist bottle and spray the essential oils in the air. You can make these or you can buy these. Some of the great purifying oils that are not very expensive are the citrus oils. They boost mood. Orange, lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, any of those are lovely. If you need calming, you could think more in terms of lavender, those types of oils. That you can think of woody, earthy oils for grounding. I love frankincense. That's a very high vibe spiritually. I think of frankincense kind of as sacred masculine protection. And then if you want sensual, you could think in terms of ylang ylang or some of the more yummy floral types of oils. So those are some options to clear the air. And there's studies actually that many of these oils will even clear bacteria and fungus and things out of the air. I'm not promising any medical, outcomes, but you can look this up if you want to check it out and see what you might need. Things like eucalyptus can help you breathe, etc. All right, sage and Palo Santo are well known for cleansing and clearing the space physically and energetically. And then I love my latest favorite, I would say, in the last few years is more in terms of sacred sounds. So I will go on YouTube and I'll find, often I like the solfeggio frequencies. You can find chants from Buddhism or from Judaism or from Hinduism, yoga mantras, or Christian sacred Gregorian chants. There's, it doesn't have to be from a religion. Those are just some examples. But my point is that from any tradition, there are often sacred sounds. Japanese and Aikido, we have sacred sounds. So finding sacred frequencies, and you could just simply find the solfeggio. I don't think those are from any religion. I could be wrong, but like 444 hertz and things like that. There's, again, studies, and I'm not an expert in the studies, but certain sounds will boost the mood and will cleanse the vibration, and they have different things you can find to open the heart or bring in abundance, and play with that, see if it works for you. All right, you can also make the sounds, by the way. If you like to make music or chant or tone, you can create a nicer vibe in your house that way as well. All right, so bringing me to the spiritual cleansing, and this is what often I get called in from my clients to do. I don't go to homes, but I can do this remotely. And you can do this, and I can explain this to you now, some of the things. So one of my tips would be, just like I would advise you to ground your body so that you can release energy that you're holding in your body or your energy field around your body, we can ground your home. You can ground your workplace. You can ground any building where you spend time. You can ground an airplane if you're on an airplane with turbulence, or you can ground, let's say you're in a store or a restaurant and there's like crazy people or crying babies or something, and you're like, oh, ground it. The way we ground is simply to imagine a connection from either the person or the space to the center of the earth. So think of it like a drain pipe or an anchor. I often use the visual of a tree trunk. So putting from your hips to the center of the earth, a giant tree trunk, hook it into the center of the earth, let gravity hold it in place. You can do the same for your home or any physical space. You can put a rose. I like the color gold. Gold is the highest vibration in the physical. Getting into white, we get transcendent. We can get spacey. Getting into the rainbow, those have kind of specific tones to them, but gold is like a really high vibe yet physical color. So that's what I like to use. And you can put a gold rose in the corner of every room. Or each corner of a room, or each corner of a building. So putting the gold roses in the corners, it'll clear the clutter. And if you think about it, physically, the cobwebs collect in the corners, and so does the energy. So if you, in your home or your workplace, there's been a lot that's happened there, you don't necessarily want to repeat, you don't want to keep feeling it or having all the memories or the vibes, just put those gold roses, let all the stuff that's in the space that you don't want to keep there go into the corners, and then you can ground it and clear it all out. And then periodically you can swap out those roses, send them off to the universe, see them go boom in a blast of light. All that energy will go back where it came from. It'll just get transmuted and diffused. If it doesn't need to go back anywhere, it'll just become light. All right, and then you can put new roses up as you need. Sometimes, and this is where I more often get called, there are entities, or you feel something more than just your own past or the history of the space. Sometimes it's like, oh, there's something creepy here, or there's something stuck here, or there's a heavy feeling and I don't know what. So sometimes this is past history in this space, but sometimes there are spiritual beings without bodies that think they belong there. Let's say, in a common example, and somebody died and that was their home, and so they keep going back because they're familiar with the space. And that's not always a bad thing. You know, sometimes their loved ones that are left behind feel comforted to feel, oh yeah, they're still there opening that kitchen pantry. But at the same time, you know, they're not always that friendly, and sometimes it's just like, enough already. So we want to let those entities, not only for ourselves or whomever lives there or works there, but for their sake too, go to the light, go where they can get what they're needing. And even in the case of the worst types of entities, I would say, or the most quote unquote negative energies, there's something that being is needing that they're trying to find. And if you, instead of resisting and going, oh my God, I have to get rid of it, which yes, sometimes you do, but if you can also go, hey, you know, I see you, because often all they want is a hello. And then once you see them, sometimes they go. Otherwise, you might say, what are you needing? What are you here for? And you hear where they're at, or you get a sense, and then you go, you know, great. You can have that, assuming it's something that's reasonable to have, right? And it often is, not always, but you can say you can have that, but not here. You know, you can go elsewhere. And if they're not wanting something positive, or even if you don't know where to send them, you just send them to the light. So what I would do is, I see this being, let's say, and hi, who are you? What are you here for? Oh, I hear your story. That makes sense, you know, but it's not here. You can't have that here, or you can't have that now. So I just imagine the golden sun, like the source of light, and a golden stream of light that carries them back to the sun, and they can go to the sun. And the sun, the light, will take them, the divine God, however you see that, will take them where they need to go next. So you're not getting rid of them necessarily, but you are getting rid of them out of your space, and it's a positive outcome for them. It's a positive outcome for you. So if all that sounds over your head, it's fine. You know, I've been doing this for over 20 years, so not for everyone to delve into some of this stuff, but I'm sure, hopefully, some of these tips I've given you will be helpful. If you would like more support In my book, Everyone is Psychic, I do have a section on this, how to purify and cleanse your home or space. And I also do private sessions, phone, Zoom, and here in Colorado, Carbondale, Colorado. You can book those at AnnO'BrienLiving.com and also learn more about my books. Everyone is Psychic is one of my books. And take a look, AnnO'BrienLiving.com. Feel free to shoot me a message if you have questions. And thank you so much for checking out this video. Happy spring.